How did I quit drinking after drinking every single day for 25 years? This is a question that I get asked a lot. And not just because I managed to quit drinking and stay sober and I love my life and I do not rely on willpower, but because I also teach other people how to get to the point where I am. And it doesn't take months, it doesn't take years, it takes weeks. So I started studying the neuroscience behind addiction nearly 9 years ago now. Studied human psychology, behavioral science, subconscious mind, and hypnotherapy. And from everything I learned, and of course from everything I'd tried, because I'd tried every single way to quit drinking and nothing worked. Once you understand exactly how addiction works in the human brain, you can really start to see how to break free from it without using willpower. Because using willpower is essentially going against your own mind. That's exhausting. Instead, you reprogram your subconscious mind, or what's also known as the unconscious mind. This is the part of your mind that is responsible for all your automatic behaviors, and drinking alcohol has become an automatic behavior. That's why it feels so hard to give up. Because not only have you reprogrammed your subconscious mind to see alcohol as a benefit, the whole of society, since you were born, has been programming that into your subconscious mind, that alcohol is used for celebrating, for grieving, for when you're stressed, for when you're sad, for when you're happy. It's used for literally everything, and it's consumed at every single social situation. So to be able to quit drinking and to completely lose that desire for alcohol, because when you lose the desire to drink alcohol, there is no need to drink. You don't want to drink. You don't have cravings to drink. It becomes really easy to stay sober because it becomes your autopilot behavior. Your automatic behavior is to not think about drinking, to not want to drink. Never feel like you're missing out because you see absolutely zero benefit in drinking alcohol. So to reprogram your subconscious mind, you need to really get into how your mind works, how you think. You need to flood it with new information, with correct information based on facts. You need to do a lot of reflective journaling to work out exactly how you think. Discover all your hidden thought patterns, because there are a lot of them. All your limiting beliefs, there are a lot of them. Get right down to the root of all your old thinking patterns. This is your programming. This is your subconscious program that is running the show. You give it new thoughts, new beliefs, new programs, and you keep repeating. Repeat the thoughts over and over and over again, because that is how new neural pathways are created. That is how your addiction to alcohol was created, from repetition. It's important that you know that when you do this type of thought work, a lot of things will come up. That's why you need a system to be able to process everything. You need to learn how to regulate your nervous system, how to understand your emotions, and how to be able to sit with anything and how to work through everything by having a regulated nervous system. If you're constantly living in fight or flight, you won't be able to do any of this thought work. That's why I've created a whole program that goes through step by step every single part of how to do this process, how to use my method. My method is the only one out there that I'm aware of that doesn't focus on the alcohol. I do not ask you to quit drinking to start in my online program or to have coaching with me. If you keep focusing on the behavior, the drinking, and you just keep focus on removing the alcohol, that's when you're using your willpower. And my program got its name, Reframe, Rewire, Reset, for that exact reason. First part of the process, becoming aware, and then you need to reframe all your thoughts, all your limiting beliefs, all your subconscious programming. And I give you all the daily tools to start the process of rewiring your brain. You need to put in the work. You actually need to repeat over and over to make the changes to your brain. I can't do that work for you. And then finally comes the part where you reset your life, when you actually remove the alcohol. As long as you put in the work, you do all the journaling, you follow all the steps, you implement every single thing that I teach you to inside my online program, it will work for you 100%. If you buy the online program and then you kind of start and then you don't really do much journaling and then you only implement some of the stuff, it's not going to work. That's why I do offer the one-on-one mentorship, so that I can be there to push you through and to help you work through all of those thoughts, all those limiting beliefs that start to come up when you start to get curious about how your mind is working. Obviously, when I gave up using my method, I was my own guinea pig. So it was trial and error for months and months. Learned what worked and I learned what didn't work. Everything I bring to you now is everything that I know works, and it's all backed by scientific evidence, by proven facts. I am also a qualified hypnotherapist, so I also used hypnosis on myself, and I do include in all my programs hypnosis as well. Throughout the whole course, you will be listening to a guided alcohol aversion hypnosis every single night. And this just speeds up the process. So congratulations if you made it to the end of the video. I know that this was a long one. It shows me that you are really interested in changing your life, and that's amazing because you need to want it. This is why you can't make somebody else give up drinking. You can't just give up drinking because somebody else wants you to. This doesn't mean that you will still have all those reasons why you think you want to drink, but as long as your end goal is that you want to have a life where you're not relying on a substance to regulate your emotions or to escape from your life, from your past traumas, from whatever it is, as long as you actually want to get to that point where you don't rely on alcohol, my program works for you. How does it work? Anyone in the world can do it because everything is online. Signature course, my 4 to 6 week program, is all self-paced and you have it for lifetime access. Some people do the 4 to 6 weeks and that's it. Other people will take 3 months of going over and over and over and backwards and forwards to really get there. Because depending on how long you've repeated the cycle of drinking for will depend on how long it takes with you repeating every single action every single day to make the change. It's not hard work. It's not going to take you hours each day. It's about, well, it takes 20 minutes to go through the course, 20 minutes to listen to the hypnosis every night, and then 20 minutes of journaling, and then 15 minutes of adding in other practices to help to regulate your nervous system. If you can commit to hours on end of drinking, recovering from drinking, you can definitely put the time into improving your life and finally being free of alcohol. So if you really want to get started, just go to programyourselfsober.com and join up. If you're not sure whether you can just go through the online self-paced program or if you want one-on-one help with me, what I suggest is that you go through the online course first, and then if you find that you need that extra support, then reach out to me and we can do that one-on-one coaching with you. The cost of the online program is $197. That is Australian dollars. And there are payment plans available. So I hope that explained it all to you. And I look forward to seeing you all inside the online program if you're serious about quitting. If not, just keep going the way you're going.